In a world that grows more uncertain by the day, it's essential to be knowledgeable and ready. Today, we'll explore 15 foods forecasted to see a price surge in the approaching fall and winter of 2023. The hikes are attributed to various causes, from climate-induced crop losses, energy crises worldwide, workforce shortfalls, to the lasting impacts of the pandemic. Presenting the top 15 foods set to surge in price. This fall and winter 2023. Number 1. Cheese. Cheese costs are influenced by multiple elements such as milk prices, manpower, and energy expenses. Harsh weather patterns impact the feed supply, causing increased expenses and decreased milk output. Furthermore, the worldwide energy shortage and pandemic-driven labor disruptions are heightening production expenses. With its global popularity and a rising preference for artisanal and local cheeses, demand surges. Collectively, these situations will probably trigger a hike in cheese prices, with a projected surge of about 10–15%. Number 2. Olive oil. Price trends for olive oil have been escalating due to various reasons. Primarily, the climate shifts have induced droughts and heat spells in primary production areas like Spain, Italy, and Greece, yielding suboptimal olive crops. The olive fruit fly menace, flourishing in warmer climates, is also harming harvests. In the distribution aspect, pandemic-led labor crunches and surging shipping expenses are elevating production charges. With continuous demand driven by health merits and culinary roles, prices face more strain. The collective weight of these elements foretells a price surge nearing 20%. Number 3. Coffee. Multiple factors shape coffee prices. Notably, coffee-centric locales such as Brazil and Vietnam have confronted harsh climatic challenges like drought and frost, denting coffee bean harvests. Pest issues like coffee rust further decrease output. Additionally, the coffee realm faces heightened labor and freight charges due to pandemic ramifications. Given these supply-centric challenges and unceasing global coffee cravings, a price escalation of roughly 15–20% is anticipated. Number 4. Chocolate. The pricing of chocolate is tied to the cocoa bean expense, central to its making. Predominantly in West Africa, key cocoa sources undergo unfavorable weather patterns like droughts and heat, resulting in diminished cocoa harvests. Concurrently, the ongoing pandemic escalates labor gaps and transit charges. With the unrelenting global appetite for chocolate, these elements collectively point to a prospective price ascent of around 15–20%. Number 5. Rice. Rice costs are substantially swayed by global climatic shifts and supply chain interruptions. Harsh meteorological events such as droughts and floods in key rice hubs, notably Asia, have led to notable decreases in yield. Additionally, pandemic consequences have induced labor gaps and surging freight charges. With rice being fundamental for a significant portion of the world's populace, its demand stays robust. Hence, it's projected that rice rates might surge by approximately 10–15%. Number 6. Beef. Beef pricing is molded by numerous elements, encompassing feed expenses, workforce, and shipping. Prolonged dry spells have inflated feed prices and decreased the accessible premium grazing land, impacting cattle's weight and count. Plus, pandemic-caused staff shortages in meat processing facilities are amplifying manufacturing expenses. Due to these reasons, a hike in beef costs by roughly 15–20% is foreseen. Number 7. Honey. The international rate for honey is set to rise owing to diverse causes. Erratic climatic shifts and loss of habitats due to global warming hinder honeybee communities. Conversely, natural sweeteners like honey have seen surging demand due to health perceptions. Moreover, the pandemic's aftermath has caused workforce deficits and hiked packaging and transit charges. With these dynamics in play, honey rates are projected to ascend by around 15–20%. Number 8. Tofu. Soybeans, tofu's chief component, have experienced notable price hikes due to erratic climatic impacts on the crop in soybean-centric regions such as the USA, Brazil, and Argentina. Also, escalating labor expenses amid the pandemic have impacted tofu's total manufacturing charges. Plus, tofu demand has swelled due to rising vegetarian and vegan inclinations globally. These elements, taken together, hint at a tofu price rise of roughly 10–15%. Number 9. Almonds. Almond cultivation is deeply tied to water resources, and key producers like California have grappled with enduring dry conditions, hampering almond output. Growing labor expenditures rooted in farm labor scarcities and wage elevations also influence production charges. Almonds' appeal has grown, with their integration in plant-based dairy alternatives and recognized health advantages. Taking into account these aspects, a 15–20% price elevation for almonds is forecasted. Number 10. Tea. Tea rate determinants include climatic conditions in pivotal tea cultivators like India, China, and Kenya. Varied weather extremes have impacted the caliber and abundance of tea leaves. Workforce deficits, a pandemic result, and surging fuel expenses have further intensified manufacturing charges. In the consumption sphere, tea's global appeal persists, with tea types such as green and herbal witnessing an uptick due to health merits. Consequently, a tea price escalation of approximately 10–15% is anticipated. Number 11. Chickpeas. Globally cherished legumes, chickpeas, have witnessed yield drops owing to unpredictable climatic shifts in top-producing nations like India, Australia, and Turkey. The burgeoning trend of plant-centric diets has magnified chickpea demand. Additionally, pandemic-induced supply chain upheavals have amplified labor and freight expenses. Collectively, these conditions forecast a probable surge in chickpea prices, around 10–15%. Number 12. Pork. Pork, a widely consumed meat worldwide, has its pricing affected by a slew of factors. One of the primary influences is the cost associated with feeding the pigs. The rates of the feed play an instrumental role in determining the end price of pork. Additionally, diseases that affect the pig population, such as the African swine fever, have made significant inroads in depleting pig counts. This is particularly pronounced in Asian and European regions, where the fever has led to a substantial reduction in pig populations. Another aspect influencing the pork market is the labor shortage arising due to the pandemic. With various industries affected by the pandemic, the pork industry hasn't been immune to these challenges. A labor crunch can lead to bottlenecks in processing, further affecting pricing. Given the continuous and high global demand for pork, combined with the aforementioned supply challenges, experts anticipate that pork prices might witness an uptick. The expected increase is around 15–20% over the current rates. Number 13. Onions. Onions, a culinary staple across many cultures, have also seen their share of challenges. Key onion-producing nations such as India, China, and the US have been at the receiving end of adverse climatic events. Excessive rain and extreme temperatures have notably impacted the growth and yield of onions. In addition to natural adversities, the industry is grappling with labor shortages. This, along with the rising fuel costs, has escalated the costs involved in the supply chain. Given the significant role that onions play in various cuisines globally, these compounding factors could lead to an increase in onion prices. An approximate surge of 10–15% is projected in the near future. Number 14. Apples. Apples, enjoyed universally, are not exempt from price fluctuations. Significant apple-producing areas, including China, the US, and Poland, often witness their apple yields affected by various meteorological events. For instance, unpredictable events like frost, hailstorms, and prolonged droughts can drastically reduce apple production. The ongoing pandemic has added another layer of complexity with labor shortages and elevated shipping costs, driving up production costs. Given the unwavering global demand for this fruit, experts project a potential price hike in the ballpark of 10–15%. Number 15. Bread. Bread, a fundamental food item across the globe, sees its cost determined largely by the price dynamics of wheat. Adverse weather conditions, especially in wheat-rich nations like China, the US, and Russia, can lead to diminished wheat yields. Moreover, the pandemic's cascading effects have seen energy rates soar and labor becoming scarcer, both of which impact bread production costs. Given bread's indispensable role in diets worldwide, experts forecast a potential price surge of approximately 10–15%. Thank you for watching.